Please bear with me. This is the most difficult thing in the world to do. The prior videos in the police brutality, police try to kill rape victim series that I have uploaded to YouTube on my page, Windsor5643, and to a more concise degree, the text that I have uploaded to YouTube on my page, Windsor5643 Music, will give you the background necessary to more precisely understand what I am about to indicate. When I learned enough about rohypnol and gamma-hydroxybutyrate, GHB, both date rape drugs used in the rapes against me, I began to regularly blow and irrigate my nose and rinse out my mouth. During these processes, I often removed pieces of paper which must have contained some drug, given the fact that thereafter my energy level would invariably increase. I concluded that I was being drugged in this manner throughout the course of normal days. Consequently, enough of my memory returned, and I realized that I had not merely been raped at Pacific Garden Mission at 646 South State Street, Chicago, Illinois, PGM, during the last couple of years, but instead had been sexually assaulted in various locales around Chicagoland since 1993. The rapes began when I moved into a dorm at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois in October of 1993, and were committed by my NU roommate Nathan Zinn and several other NU students, including Rasan Ahmad, Jay Misek, David Simons, and Sean King. Given that rohypnol and GHB delay rather than erase memory, I suspect that it was necessary for these individuals to figure out how to discredit me, kill me, or keep me under the influence of enough of these drugs, or keep enough of these drugs in my system to keep my memory from returning and bringing us to where we now find ourselves. Given the enormity of these tasks and the authority and reach required to activate multiple corrupt Chicagoans, although God knows we have plenty of them, one or more members of NU's administration was involved from at least December of 1993, when I moved off NU's campus in Evanston and into an apartment in nearby Rogers Park. Some assistance was provided for one or more individuals some assistance was provided by one or more individuals in the NU administration and one or more of the NU rapists to the following: A, an African-American man who I know only as Pooh, who, along with some of his friends, raped me at 7450 North Greenview Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from December of 1993 until March of 1996. B, various tenants, employees, and others of the Young Men's Christian Association, YMCA, at 30 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from March of 1996 until March of 1997. C, the various tenants, employees, and others of the Wacker Apartments Hotel at 111 West Huron Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from March of 1997 until mid-1998. D, various tenants, employees, and others of PGM, where I lived for the first time from April of 1998 until August of 1998. Some who need to be prosecuted are Norbert Holloway and at least 50 men whose names I do not know. E, various tenants, employees, and others of the Marshall Hotel at 1232 North LaSalle Street, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from August of 1998 until December 7th, 1998. Various tenants, employees, and others of PGM, where I lived for the second time from December 7th, 1998 until March 12th, 2000. Some who need to be prosecuted are Norbert Holloway and at least 100 men whose names I do not know. Various inmates and employees of the Cook County Jail at 2600 South California, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from March 12th, 2000 until July 25th, 2001. Some who need to be prosecuted are at least 50 men whose names I do not know. H, various tenants, employees, others, and both owners of the Olympia Building Corporation at 613 North Wells, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from the first time from July 25th of 2001 until October of 2001. Some who need to be prosecuted are Stephen Roger Feldman, Marcus, who lived in room 83, Sergio Escobedo, who lived in room 84, the man who lived in room 82, Brett Hodges, employees John, Fred, Tony, and Ruth, Eric, who lived in room 76, the men who lived in rooms 77 through 80, and at least 20 men whose names I do not know. The various tenants and others of Northwestern's Emergency Housing Program, EHP, at 30 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived from October of 2001 until March of 2002. Some who need to be prosecuted are Darrell Oliver, Cecil, Tyrone Griffin, and at least 5 men whose names I do not know. Various tenants, employees, others, and both owners of the Olympia Building Corporation at 613 North Wells, Chicago, Illinois, where I lived for the second time from March 4th, 2002 until June 29th, 2005. Some who need to be prosecuted are Stephen Roger Feldman, Kyle Adrian Brown, born August 27, 1975, Philip Maurice Armstrong, born October 19, 1976, a boy named Dominique, Marcus, who lived in room 83, Sergio Escobedo, who lived in room 84, the man who lived in room 82, Brett Hodges, employees John, Fred, Tony, Ruth, Eric, who lived in room 76, and the men who lived in room 77 through 80, and at least 30 men whose names I do not know. Various tenants, employees, and others of PGM, where I lived for the third time from June 29, 2005 until May 23, 2007. Some who need to be prosecuted are suspects numbers 1 through 3 as identified in the Police Brutality series, employees Antoine, Isaac, Brian, most of the security guards who worked at the Harold Washington Library Center at 400 South State Street, Chicago, including Robert Reed, Cecil Gamble, and at least 200 men whose names I do not know. Those last 200 men are not necessarily security guards, but people who just went into PGM during that period of time. I currently live at Walls Memorial Church at 200 South Sacramento Boulevard in Chicago, but since I desperately need a place to stay, I will not comment at this point on any activities there. I will hereinafter refer to all of those mentioned and all who assisted them as the conspirators. In addition to constantly, or so it seems, trying to medicate me into complacency, malleability, or inefficiency, the conspirators seem to ever present me with individuals who make it clear that their objectives are to either stress me to the point of insanity or to lure me into an assault or battery charge and, at any rate, to preclude me from properly getting this story out and prosecuting the conspirators for crimes they so richly deserve to be prosecuted for. The conspirators have sabotaged my efforts in various ways, including the following: hacked into my laptop while I was in the Conrad Sulzer Public Library at 4455 North Lincoln Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, which I basically go to every day of the week, as well as while I was in the 16th floor Law Library of the Everett McKinley Dirksen Building at 219 South Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois. During these intrusions, they have rendered inoperable word processing, browser, and email applications, caused the computer to crash myriad times, requiring reinstalls of the OS and manufacturer's software, blocked downloads of security software, as well as OS and security updates, leaving the computer vulnerable to further intrusions. Commandeered my YouTube pages, Windsor5643 and Windsor5643 Music, changing the public setting to private so that the pages cannot be viewed. Flooded pages where I've posted comments directing YouTube viewers to my YouTube pages immediately after I posted the comments so that my comments would quickly disappear from view and not be acted on, and precluded me from posting on YouTube comments containing